So do you guys remember how to do this?
It's been some time, but of course I do. It's like riding a bike.
I'm a little rusty.
You might recognize these voices. For 8 years, Jigar Shah and Katherine Hamilton were my co-hosts on a popular show called The Energy Gang. But 4 years ago, our co-hosting era ended when a new political era began.
The Fox News decision desk can now project that former Vice President Joe Biden will become the 46th president of the United States.
So, Jigar, what have you been doing the last 4 years?
Oh, gosh. Just trying to figure out how to get through security.
Jigar has devoted his career to unlocking what he calls the greatest wealth opportunity on the planet. And he took the helm at the Department of Energy's Loan Programs Office at a moment when it got tens of billions of dollars in lending authority from Congress.
And the bill, as amended, is passed.
Called the Inflation Reduction Act, the bill includes $369 billion in clean energy investments, the largest of its kind in U.S. history.
We had $400 billion worth of loan applications, right? So for nuclear power and clean hydrogen and figuring out how to fund solar and battery storage projects in Puerto Rico. It was just an amazing time to see what America's best innovators and entrepreneurs had to offer. Along the way, America got their groove back.
Whew. So it feels a little bit like we're drinking from a fire hose and now we're trying to figure out what we just drank.
Katherine has been highly influential in shaping federal clean energy policy. Behind the scenes, she helped write pieces of the IRA and lobby for its passage. And after it passed, she helped stand up some of the programs, turning ideas she'd promoted for decades into reality.
The last 4, it was like 2 years of throwing everything at the wall and finally getting over the finish line and then being like, oh, now we got to implement it and trying to implement it. And like we were just kind of getting done with that part. And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what is happening now?
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
President Trump putting a freeze on Biden's green energy initiatives as he aims to secure America's path toward oil and gas dominance.
That is why today I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
We're at this really extreme moment of policy whiplash. And I just wonder how you are thinking about this moment and how to stay grounded amidst this moment.
Yeah, we have to keep 2 things in our brain. There's some really bad stuff happening, but also recognize that this is not the time to stop. No matter what the administration does, the groundwork that we laid over not just the last 4 years, but the last 4 decades will not change.
When you think about just how dominant we are in the clean energy space, right, 94% of everything added to the grid last year being clean, we are totally unstoppable. We have achieved irreversible momentum. There is not a single thing that this administration could do to reverse that. And it's just so hard to remember that when there's just so much performative, crazy stuff happening that will not affect the markets that we work in.
I'm Stephen Lacey. I'm the executive editor of Latitude Media. And for 2 decades, I've covered the tech and business trends shaping the energy transition. I'm also the co-host of a new show called Open Circuit, with 2 people who've helped shape that transition from the inside.
Just solar power alone, we're doing over $2 billion a day. The entire oil, gas, and coal industry does less than $1 billion a day.
Jigar Shah helped create the modern solar market. At the Energy Department, he deployed tens of billions of dollars into the next wave of clean technologies. And he brings unparalleled insight into how entrepreneurs and policymakers turn ambitious ideas into real hard infrastructure.
I noticed a long time ago that we had these technologies, in my case, solar power, we'd already invented but never deployed at scale. And that's been my journey, is figuring out why weren't we deploying it at scale? What about it made people not want to do it?
Electric power was exactly what I wanted to do. And I've been fascinated with it ever since, and in wanting to make it work better and work for more people and be cleaner.
Katherine Hamilton is the co-founder of 38 North Solutions, a former utility grid designer, energy manager, and private equity advisor. She's now a top clean energy lobbyist. She shapes policies from state commissions to Capitol Hill, and she knows how energy markets respond to policy shifts because she's crafted so many of those policies herself.
I've been in the field. I've walked transmission and distribution lines that I've had to upgrade. I've been in a lab, and I've testified before Congress many, many times. And so I'll bring a bunch of perspectives based on all of the experience that I've had.
And I am thrilled to announce that we are back together on Open Circuit, a weekly show that will decode the energy transition. We'll explain what's really driving clean energy forward and what is holding it back. Through analysis and firsthand experience, we'll break down how major projects come together, how deals and policies get structured, and what it takes to build critical, clean infrastructure at scale.
So whether it's industrial decarb, which I think is going to be the next big thing, or AI data center demand growth, I think this is going to give all these technologies that we've been working on and that are absolutely ready to go, it's going to give them a place to go. And I'm really excited to see that happen.
We have a playbook, and we're like, all right, enhanced geothermal, let's do this. Next generation hydro, let's do this. Long duration energy storage, let's do this. Clean hydrogen, come on, let's do this, right? Figure it out, every single one.
The transformation in the energy system is unstoppable, but it's going to be very messy, very contentious, and certainly not linear. And we'll help you sort through all the latest tech, policy, and business news with a range of opinions and approaches.
They say, you're calm, you have common sense, you do your homework.
And I think when people describe me, they say, you're the opposite. You are just riffing. What the hell, Jigar?
Open Circuit is not your standard industry podcast. Together, we'll challenge each other, question conventional wisdom, and call out what's not working so we can make sense of the transformation that's reshaping every sector of the economy. So tune into Open Circuit every Friday, starting February 14th. Subscribe on all platforms or listen at latitudemedia.com.
Our main job is to not be boring.
I only testified in front of Congress one time.
I heard it went really well, too.
But I think what we established was that I'm more accessible than a ham sandwich.
And cheaper.